What's up, everybody? It's your boy Sugar Baby K. You chilling with Beers with Mears.
KJ Hamler. I feel like my world just gets a little brighter every time I see you. This kid, when I met him at Penn State, was the smiliest, goofiest guy I've ever met, and watching you succeed in the NFL this year was truly a blessing. It was so much fun, KJ, but honestly, you look like you're back in Michigan, so back with the family. What are you going to be doing this offseason?
Right now I'm having some downtime just so I can, enjoy my family because usually you don't get time like this. So, just staying here, enjoying my family a little bit, then, training a little bit, starting off slow, then, getting back into the groove as it goes. But mostly just enjoying my family, enjoying my time here, hard times right now, but, I just wanted to come home and see everybody. So that's the main thing for me.
When is the point you decide you need to start training again? Like, you have some downtime, get to see the fam in Michigan, but when do you start picking up the pace again?
I'm thinking, well, I've been hearing, I asked a lot of the vets, like Deshaun and all those guys, like, when you guys start back training, like, how long do you guys take off? Is it weeks? Is it a month? Everybody's is different, I think that's just because everybody's body is different. Everybody reacts to stuff different. So, I was going to take, at least a good 2 weeks off, just to, probably active recovery, like stretching, massages, cold tub, hot tub, stuff like that, dry needling and things like that, just to get my body back right. And then after those 2 weeks, I'll slowly get revved up back into the workout things and stuff of that nature. So
The hamstring injury coming into your rookie season. First off, mentally handling the NFL as a rookie, I'm sure, is no easy task. So tell me how you were dealing with everything while you were injured.
Oh, it was hard, because when you come in fresh in the camp, you're just thinking about a lot, going over the plays. Your mind's moving fast. You want to do everything right for your coach. So when I got hurt, I feel like I couldn't showcase what my abilities were, and it kind of put me in a bad spot, I think personally. But at the end of the day, I think it was honestly a blessing in disguise, to be honest, because it had, I was hurt, so it had me take more time just to lock into the playbook, to understand the plays. And after that 3 week recovery or whatever with my hamstring, I got back on the field, and it was so fast. Like, I was playing faster, I was playing better, I was more comfortable on the field. So I think it was kind of a blessing in disguise to me.
Yeah, and that's an awesome way to look at it, because I think half the battle, and we saw this at Penn State as well, when guys come in as freshmen, everyone's questioning, why isn't so-and-so on the field? They're definitely the better athlete. We want them on the field in that position, but behind the scenes, they may not understand the X's and O's going on in a game. So that's a huge part, and I'm sure in the NFL, it's just about 10 times more complicated. So how much more complicated is an NFL playbook in your mind?
Oh, it's 10 times more complicated. Especially coming from Penn State, where Penn State is an RPO offense. RPO offense is basically run pass offense, but we're looking at signals from the sideline to get our play call, what play it is, what tempo we're going into. So coming from looking at the plays on the sideline to actually getting in the huddle for the first time, very difficult. Very difficult for me, because you're listening to a whole play that's probably 2 sentences long, and you have to know what you have, what other people have, but that's just a part of understanding a whole offense and understanding the whole playbook. Because once you understand what everybody has, you could probably not even hear the play and still know what you have. It's just all about repetition, to be honest, and that was the thing I had to get used to. It was a slow process for me. Like, I think camp wasn't good for me, just because I was thinking too fast. I wasn't playing like myself. I was trying to do everything right, instead of just being myself and going out there and playing like KJ would. So, just the playbook is way bigger than college. I tell you that. And it's more difficult. It's a lot of more wording to it that you have to understand and things of that nature. So, but as you get it and as you get the groove of it, it's fine. You'll get it easy.
And another, I guess, awesome thing that you have access to in the NFL, one of my favorite things to see was when rookies were, entering their NFL year. All these guys from Penn State that I knew, and you guys were posting all these really cool Zoom meetings you were having with guys that you've grown up idolizing. I mean, some of the best to ever take the NFL field. So who was the best person you got advice from in that time?
Ooh, let me see. I think I interview with a lot of people. Like, I've been on Zoom with a lot of people. I think probably the most experience, like the one that I liked the most was our Nike Zoom call, where all the guys who were signed to Nike come in for a meeting, and, just a lot of the guys explain why you guys are here, why we picked you and things of that nature. And we had like Charles Barkley on there, Jerry Rice. I think Deion Sanders was on there. We had a lot of people. So I think the Nike Zoom meeting was probably one of the best because you just having all these Hall of Famers and all these guys that you grew up watching and always heard about, and you're actually like having a full conversation with them, and you're on the same team as them. You're Nike, so it was kind of it was really weird, but it was cool at the same time because nobody in a million years would have thought like you'll be here talking to Charles Barkley, like Jerry Rice, or like Bo Jackson. So I think that was the best one.
Yeah, absolutely. That would be probably the coolest thing. I wish I could have been a fly on the wall in that conversation. I mean, you always hear people talking about like, oh, Nike. Like, that's pretty sweet to see, not just be a Nike athlete, but get to be alongside, like you were saying, some of the greats. But another team that you represent now is the Denver Broncos. And I laugh as I say that because I feel like when you were sitting there waiting to be drafted, of course you want anyone to take you at that point. But we were really thinking Philly, Philly, Philly for a long time. And I think you were pretty sold on that. So tell me what was going through your mind when the Denver Broncos chose you, and how much connection did you have with them beforehand?
It's funny because just talking to guys before before the combine, before the draft, like Mike Gesicki and Deshaun and Allen Robinson, all those guys, everybody had a different experience. And I remember what Mike said. Mike Gesicki told me he's like the team that shows less interest in you, that probably doesn't even talk to you. It would be the team that'll pick you up. Like all the teams that talk to you probably won't pick you up. But in other cases, it was different for other people. Like a lot of people who talk to the team, they end up picking them. So it was different. So I really thought I was going to Philly, Chicago, or I was going to Arizona.
So Denver wasn't even on the radar at that time.
Denver wasn't even in my mind. Denver wasn't even in my mind. Like I only talked to Denver one time. But I really thought it was either Green Bay, Chicago, or Philly. And I got that call and I see this 303 number, Colorado area code. I'm like, what is this?
Is this a prank call during the draft?
yeah. Like it really, like I told everybody, like, don't call me today. Like my phone, do not call me today. Today is an important day. If my name is called, do not call me, do not interfere. And I get that 303 area code, and sure enough, John Elway is on the phone. It was just caught me off guard. Like I'm like, I only talked to you guys one time. And I remember I talked to when I finally got to Denver, and I was talking to my wide receiver coach. I was like, Coach, why is the combine like that? Like y'all barely talk to me. He was like, we didn't need to see nothing. We already knew what you were capable of. I'm like, oh. So I guess it makes sense of some stuff, but definitely caught me off guard.
Which good thing for you though that they already knew everything that you were capable of, because I know something you were really nervous about was not running the 40 at the combine. And then, not being able to have natural pro days and everything like that with the pandemic going on, but that's awesome. They already knew what they needed. Lesson to future guys out there as well, as long as you do look good on tape and seem to be a good guy, maybe they've seen everything they already needed to know and don't even need to interview you further. But I mean, they made a great pick in you, KJ. 30 receptions, 3 touchdowns, and this is an shortened season for you as well because of your injuries. But the Week 8 game winner against the Chargers. Tell me what's going through your mind when you get in the end zone for your team.
It was that was probably the most exhausted I've ever been in my life, to be honest. It was a 2-minute drive, so we're starting on our own 10-yard line, and we got to drive down 90 yards. Nonstop. I think we only had 2 timeouts. It was just everything was rushing through my mind. It was just so tiring. Your mind's going everywhere. You get to going cross-eyed, dizzy, and all that stuff. You just got to suck it up. And then it comes down to the last play. My coach looks at me. He's like, KJ, you good? And I know I'm not good. I know I'm tired. Like I can't breathe. My asthma's starting to act up. And I told him, I said, I'm strong. I got it. And we're on the 1 yard line, and I'm like, oh snap. Like that play that we ran that I scored on was the play I messed up in. I messed up in practice like 3 times. I messed it up in practice probably 3 times. And, when it came down to it, I got it right. I had to make a play for Drew, and Drew put the ball just right on me. And I made sure I secured the catch. That's the main thing. Just secure the catch and fall. That was the main thing that was in my mind. And as soon as I seen the ref's hands go up, because it was one ref that had his hands up, and then it's one ref that said incomplete. So I'm looking, I'm like, is it a touchdown? Like, I don't even want to celebrate too quick if it's not a touchdown.
Yeah, like, can I dance yet or not? Like, let me know.
Yeah, and I'm like, as soon as both they discussed it, as soon as they both did this, it was just, I was so tired. I just wanted to run off the field and go sit down. But I had to act happy because I was happy. I was excited, but I was so out of breath. And I felt like I was more out of breath from people beating me up on the sideline than actually running down the field 90 yards. You know what I'm saying?
So is that the worst part of, like, having a game winner, is everyone actually, like, coming on you and you're falling down and you're like, guys, I just need to sit really quick?
Yeah, it's like I'm trying to run off the field. Deshaun grabs me, picks me up. Bear hugs me. The tight end Albert O picks me up. Bear hugs me. I'm like, y'all just taking all the wind out of my body today, huh?
Listen, I'll drink to that, KJ. That one deserves a drink.
This is ridiculous. I'm like, man, just let me go sit down. And then when I sat down, people hit me in the head, slapping me, punching me, all that stuff, hugging me. I'm like, man, I just need my inhaler. That's all I need.
I need my inhaler. Yeah, KJ's asthma might be something that's, like, so funny about you. We both had asthma. We knew what it was, but all the time in college, KJ's like, where's my inhaler? Where's my inhaler?
I had it on me at all times, regardless where we're at. It could have been we going to get some food. Me and Mears used to walk down to the mix and get food. I'm like, I need my inhaler. It's just terrible.
Which, first off, wait a second. Can we take a second? We used to walk to the mix to get food, like KJ's saying. Okay? I mean, some of us are still broke, but some of us have money. So now I'm going to ask you a question. When you saw the first million, your first big check, what was going through your mind, KJ? I mean, let's not hide it. We know you're bougie.
No.
Oh, get out of here.
I am not bougie. I've never been bougie. I've never been bougie. Don't do that. Don't do that. But when I saw it, it was just like, you see 7 digits in your bank account. It was like, I barely had 3 in my bank account sometimes, so it was like, oh God, I come from, you come from stipend checks in college to 7 digits. It was just a blessing. Like, honestly, a major blessing. I didn't even want to touch it. I didn't want the number to move. I just put it away. I didn't want to see it at all for the rest of my life. I just want to keep that somewhere safe. It was a blessing, though. It was a blessing because not a lot of kids and not a lot of people get to see that in a lifetime, so just had to, got to be smart with that, save it, probably put it a little bit towards investments here and there over the years, just to grow money on top of that. So, you got to be smart with that type of money, though. So I put that away.
Yeah, tuck it away and have it for a long time. So you deserved it, though. Well deserved. But I remember when you got drafted, and I remember calling you about a couple days later, letting everything sink in, and I was like, KJ, you're gonna love Denver. My brother's out there now. I've been out there. It's a sweet city. There's awesome views everywhere. It's like you can be in the city in, like, the most remote place at the same time. It's wild. So how are you embracing the Denver culture out there? Do you end up loving it?
Honestly, I love it. I haven't seen a bear yet, so that's a plus.
Yeah, you were really worried about what, like mountain lions and bears? Like you were actually going to be living in the woods?
I was terrified. I didn't want nothing to do with that, and I've actually went up into the mountains like once, and it's not bad. I haven't seen a bear or a mountain lion yet, so that's a plus. It's honestly crazy because you come back, you go to Denver. It's cold in Denver, it's cold in Michigan, but like Michigan is a different cold than Denver. Like Denver is 90% of the time is sunny. Like you wake up and the sun is out. Like we will go to practice. We'll wake up at 6 a.m., go to the facility. It's fields covered with snow. Oh, we're not going to have practice today. By 12 o'clock, the snow will be melted, and we're practicing. It's 50 degrees. It's ridiculous. Like,
Yeah.
the weather fluctuates so much. Like, I've seen people go outside in shorts and 50-degree weather because you're so much closer to the sun, it just feels hotter. So it's like, but it's still snow on the ground. That's the funny thing about it. But I love it. I love the atmosphere. You can't really enjoy, the city and stuff like that because of COVID time. So a lot of stuff is closed. But the city's beautiful. I go down there to get food all the time, get my hair cut down there and stuff like that. So nice big city. I'm not used to being in a big city. Penn State College was a college town, so that's what we're used to. But being in a big city is kind of different. So it was nice though. It's nice. I love it.
I know you got really close with some of your teammates, and something cool. One time I called KJ and we were catching up with each other, and I was like, what are you doing? Like, that looks like a lot of chicken or whatever you're doing there. You're just eating for one. And he was cooking for his team. So how often were you cooking for your team, and was it just like the receiver corps that was there?
Yeah, I was usually doing it. I was cooking for the receivers. I think we would do it. They wanted me to do it every Friday, but that's just a lot of work, before we get on the plane the next day and leave. So I'd always cook them a good meal. It wasn't even like a rookie thing. It was just like something I wanted to do because I like to cook and stuff like that. And then, just to show them, how much I care for them. I love them boys. So I used to do that I probably did it 4 or 5 times out of the year. If I wasn't tired and, stuff like that, I got to prepare for that. You got to prepare like a day ahead.
KJ, it was so great to catch up with you today. I loved it. This one is for you and your rookie season. Appreciate you.